Hello! Welcome to the next section, Creating QGIS Plugins with PyQGIS and Problem Solving. In this section, information about the API and PyQGIS help will be covered first, followed by an introduction to the iFace and QGIS classes. Next, the steps required to create and structure a plugin will be covered. The section will be wrapped up after providing you with information on creating graphical user interfaces. Now we move on to the first video of this section, Webography. In this video, we are going to focus on main resources that are available on the web to learn how to script QGIS and how to solve your scripting problems. QGIS is one of the best documented projects, thanks to training material, a coding cookbook, and the automatic documentation of its application programming interfaces, or APIs. The main resource is a community content-driven cookbook that gives a general introduction to scripting QGIS. You can find this documentation at QGIS.org. You have to choose the QGIS target version of your plugin and then choose the PyQGIS Developer Cookbook link. If you are interested in the latest QGIS APIs, you have to choose the testing version or directly go to docs.qgis.org. Once you open the PDF documentation page, you can choose your preferred translation. APIs are the doors that use the components of a software program. As a program evolves, the APIs can change, affecting, in our case, all the plugins that directly use them. The biggest QGIS API changes append jumping from version 1.8 to 2.0, but moving from one version to another, there are new APIs added and others are deprecated because of the normal development lifecycle of a complex software. Generally, depreciation and new APIs are added to satisfy new features or due to code refactoring. So, depending on API changes and on what QGIS version you want to integrate your code into, you should use one API set or another, or better, write code that can be executed in multiple QGIS versions. API documentation is automatically generated from the QGIS code and can be found at qgis.org, where you can look for the class that you need. One of the advantages of the open source project is that you can talk directly to other developers and frequently with the core developers of the project. QGIS has 3 official ways to support development and problem resolution. Mailing lists. All official mailing lists are listed at this link. There are 2 extremely important lists from the user's point of view, one for developers, QGIS core and plugin developers, and the other for users. Depending on your profile, you can choose one list: developer list, user list. These lists can be read and searched for using an online service at osgeorg.1560.x6.nabl.com, where you can also find lists of other QGIS subprojects or the mailing lists of several other local QGIS user groups. Internet Relay Chat, or IRC, is a fantastic way to get real-time support from users and developers. You can connect to the #QGIS channel at the freenode.net server with your preferred IRC client via webchat.freenode.net. The philosophy of IRC problem solving is condensed in the first chat message sent to you by the #QGIS channel. It will be, don't ask to ask, just ask and hang around a while to see if someone answers. The Stack Exchange community. Technical social networks like Stack Exchange have a GIS subproject that can be accessed from gis.stackexchange.com. Here you can look for problems reported by other users about QGIS and the answers that are given by other users or directly by QGIS core developers. Messages relating to QGIS can be found looking for the QGIS tag as shown here. An important way to support a QGIS project, other than funding it, is by reporting bugs that are packaged with a detailed use case and data that allows others to replicate the problem. This will speed up bug fixing. There are 2 kinds of issues: those that are related to QGIS or its core plugins, such as processing, and those that are related to third-party plugins that you can install with Plugin Manager. To report a QGIS issue or a core plugin issue, you need an OSGeo account. Created at osgeo.org, using which you can log into the QGIS Redmine bug tracker to report issues at hub.qgis.org. A good guide to reporting a QGIS issue is available here. Reporting a third-party plugin issue depends on the plugin developer and where the user decides to host the bug tracker. You can find this information in the plugin manager as shown here. If you are looking for the link tracker, it will be found in the area marked by the red box in the second link, Tracker. Other useful links can be found in the area marked. The first link points to the homepage plugin, where the plugin is described. The third link points to the code repository of the plugin. In the QGIS plugin central repository, every plugin is accepted only if it has a lease tracker and a code repository. In this video, we saw about the resources available on net for QGIS.